Somewhere beneath the ocean, there may be a city more advanced than anything that existed 12,000 years ago, a city that controlled trade, science, and war across the ancient world, a city that vanished in a single night. Its name has echoed through history for over 2,000 years. Philosophers wrote about it. Scientists searched for it. Governments funded expeditions to find it. And yet, no one has ever found a single confirmed stone. This is the story of Atlantis, a mystery so old, so deep, and so strange that even today we still don't have an answer. Was it real? Was it fiction? And if it was real, where did it go? Everything we know about Atlantis comes from one man, not an explorer, not a sailor, a philosopher. His name was Plato, one of the greatest thinkers in human history. Born in Athens around 428 BC. In 360 BC, he wrote two dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. In these texts, he described a powerful naval empire called Atlantis, located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which we know today as the Strait of Gibraltar. According to Plato, Atlantis was massive, larger than Libya and Asia Minor combined. It had mountains, forests, rivers, and at its center, a spectacular capital city built in concentric rings of land and water. The Atlanteans were described as half human, half god, descendants of Poseidon himself. They were rich, powerful, and technologically advanced. They controlled sea routes, commanded armies, and nearly conquered all of Europe and North Africa. But then, something changed. Plato wrote that the Atlanteans became corrupt, greedy, arrogant, and the gods punished them. In a single day and night, the entire continent sank into the ocean, gone forever. Now here's the question that has divided historians for over 2,000 years. Was Plato describing a real place, or was it simply a moral fable, a story he invented to teach a lesson about the dangers of power and greed? Whether Atlantis was fiction or not, one thing is clear. Plato lived in a world full of catastrophic, real disasters. Around 1600 BC, a massive volcanic eruption occurred on a Greek island called Thera. Today we call it Santorini. This was not an ordinary eruption. Scientists estimate it was one of the largest volcanic explosions in recorded human history, 4 times more powerful than Krakatoa in 1883. The eruption caused the entire center of the island to collapse into the sea, triggering tsunamis over 35 meters high. At the time, Thera was home to the Minoan civilization, one of the most advanced cultures in the ancient world. They had running water, sophisticated art, and a writing system we still haven't fully decoded. The eruption didn't just destroy Thera, it destabilized the entire Minoan civilization, a powerful, sophisticated civilization located on an island, destroyed suddenly, swallowed by the sea. Sound familiar? Many historians believe Plato heard fragmented legends about the Minoans, passed down through oral tradition over centuries, and shaped them into the myth of Atlantis. Over the centuries, more than 50 locations have been proposed as the real site of Atlantis. The Azores are a group of volcanic islands in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, exactly where Plato said Atlantis would be. In 1968, divers discovered the Bimini Road off the coast of the Bahamas, a long, perfectly linear formation of large flat rocks on the ocean floor. In 2001, a team of ocean explorers using sonar off the coast of Cuba discovered what appeared to be a grid of geometric structures at a depth of 700 meters. One of the most dramatic theories is that Atlantis lies beneath the ice of Antarctica. And in 2011, a research team used satellite imagery to study a site in southern Spain, a marshy area near Cadiz that was likely submerged by a massive tsunami thousands of years ago. Every candidate site has either been ruled out or remains unconfirmed. Modern science has given us tools that ancient civilizations couldn't imagine. Satellite radar, deep-sea sonar, LIDAR scanning, and ground-penetrating radar. We've mapped more of the ocean floor in the past 20 years than in all of human history combined. Sea levels were dramatically lower during the last ice age, roughly 120 meters lower than today. Vast areas of land that are now underwater were then dry, habitable land. The English Channel didn't exist. The North Sea was a vast plain. Southeast Asia was a connected landmass called Sundaland, twice the size of India. If any advanced civilization had developed on these now submerged coastal areas during the late Ice Age, it would be almost entirely invisible to us today. In 2018, archaeologists discovered submerged stone tools and artifacts off the coast of Florida, dated to 9,000 years ago. In the North Sea, trawling fishermen have been pulling up mammoth bones, ancient tools, and even human skulls from the sea floor for over a century. A place called Doggerland, a vast territory between Britain and Europe, was inhabited by people until about 6,000 years ago, when rising seas swallowed it. So the idea that a civilization could have existed in a location now underwater is not mythology, it's science. Here's a question no one usually asks about Atlantis. Why do we want it to be real? For over 2,000 years, humans across cultures have been drawn to this story. Scientists have dedicated careers to it. Explorers have spent fortunes searching for it. Almost every human culture has a version of this. Eden in the Bible, Shambhala in Hindu and Buddhist tradition, El Dorado in South American legend. We seem to be hardwired to believe that somewhere in our past there is a hidden civilization, a lost paradise, a secret history we have yet to uncover. And that's not a weakness. It's what drives exploration. Because here's the truth, we have found lost cities before. Troy was considered a myth for centuries. Then, in 1868, Heinrich Schliemann dug into a hillside in Turkey and found it. The ancient city of Ubar, mentioned in both the Quran and Arabian Nights, was considered legend. In 1992, satellite images revealed it buried under the sands of Oman. Göbekli Tepe, a site in Turkey, sat undiscovered until 1994. It pushed the origins of organized human society back by 7,000 years. Every decade we find something that forces us to rewrite the story of human civilization. 2,400 years ago, a philosopher sat in Athens and wrote about a civilization beyond the edge of the known world. Maybe he invented it. Maybe he remembered something real. Maybe the truth is somewhere in between. What we know is this: sea levels rose. Lands were swallowed. Civilizations disappeared without leaving a trace. And the ocean keeps its secrets well, somewhere beneath the water, perhaps off the coast of Spain, perhaps in the Atlantic, perhaps somewhere no one has thought to look. There may be stone walls, ancient foundations, the remnants of something we've been trying to remember for millennia. Or there may be nothing. The mystery of Atlantis isn't just about a lost city. It's about the edges of our knowledge and what might lie beyond them. Still unsolved, subscribe, because next week we're diving into another mystery that has never been fully explained. The truth is out there. We just haven't found it yet.